Here you go, boys. Say, you both look like you got a furphy or two to tell.
G'day everybody and welcome to Crackin Furphys, the news commentary podcast where the boys and I crack some furphies over some cold ones. I'm your publican Drew Agnew, and joining me along the bar are my good mates Ash and Dan. Boys, how we going today? Ash, it's been a while since not a while, it's only been a week you've missed, I think, since you've been on the show.
I think I've missed two in a row, actually.
Oh, okay, well...
He missed two in a row, and boy, did we let him hear it over episode he hasn't heard yet.
No, it's all good. You've been away and been enjoying yourself. What you been up to? I'm keen to get into all your adventures and all that. What you been up to?
I went to a music festival in Bustleton, south of Perth, which was really fun, called Out of the Woods. That was loads of fun. 2-day music festival. We stayed down in Bustleton, me and a few friends. And yeah, I just got really, really, really drunk.
Standard music festival experience then.
Yep.
A bit of shame if you didn't get drunk.
Yeah. Apart from that, I've just been not doing too much. I've just been working and hanging out with my friends on my breaks in Perth. But 3 of my friends that I went to Bustleton with for the music festival that I stayed in the same house with because we got an Airbnb tested positive to COVID. I did not.
Oh, you're avoiding it still on the loose.
I still am. The goose is still loose.
Well, thank God for that. Because was it last week? We were like, "Hey boys, you reckon you can record Monday?" Like, yeah, no, we can do Monday. Ash. It's like you ghosted us.
What
I
a good.
Yeah, that was very poor planning on my behalf. I didn't even think of it. When I had told you guys that I wanted to do Monday, I was already booked in for something on Monday, and I just completely forgot.
No, I think we're all guilty of double booking. It's very easy to do, so no hard feelings, Ash. It's all good, mate.
Yeah, and that was also the day after I got back from Bustleton, so I was ruined anyway.
Just trying to recover from God knows what you're up to. Who knows what you're drinking?
I was drinking a homeless man's piss.
Yeah, well, that'll
that
do it. Get a massive hangover from men's piss, especially.
Oh, it's shocking. One of the worst.
I mean, if you really want to look after yourself, maybe have like a hydrated woman's piss. You'll feel great the next day.
Is she homeless?
Well, she can be.
She's hydrated.
As long as she's
hydration is key.
Oh dear. Anyway, Dan, what have you been up to, my friend?
Well, it's convenient that Ash said he's dodged the Rona, because I don't know if I have it yet, but I went and got my brain tickled today.
Ooh.
So currently stuck inside waiting for the results, which could possibly mean working from home tomorrow, but that's no big deal.
And you still come to the bar with Ash and I. That's a bit dangerous.
Still flout all the COVID rules just to come and see us.
Oh, well.
You guys are worth the 15K fine or whatever it is, boys.
Yeah, I know we are. We're good friends of yours. We're worth getting infected as well.
We probably deserve it.
Yeah, true.
Been pretty busy on the basketball admin side since our season starts this Wednesday, so I'm scrambling to try and get everything ready in time by myself.
Mr. President, yes, getting it all together.
Not the funnest job, but someone's got to do it.
That's you.
Hopefully I don't have the Rona, so I can actually scramble outside of my house. But yeah,
just send emails to like every 15-year-old kid who just volunteers to do some reffing. They'll get it organised for you.
But yeah, I might notice I sound a little bit more gravelly today, but just because I'm feeling slightly under the weather, I'll try and keep my coughs away from the microphone and not make you guys close contacts through the internet.
Yeah, we might actually miss it next week. We might miss this nice gravelly, sexy Daniel. Where's he going?
Deep baritone that I've got going on this week.
We'll have to get you to go outside and just yell for half an hour straight before you record a show next week. So we get him back. I don't know.
You should just go to a music festival. That always does it for me.
Just go and find a gig, and the gig will be me screaming for an hour straight and making people pay me for it.
Just go to a gig where you don't even know any of the people, but just walk in there and scream.
I love this band so much.
Not even words. Just scream.
Just look like a
That's the
psycho.
sound.
Into the void.
That's the sound happening in my head at all times.
Just your conscience being let
the
out.
sound happening in my soul at all times. Just perpetual screaming into the void.
Oh, I don't have a soul.
That's a shame.
Ah,
You need one of them.
that's why you double booked us last week.
I sold it
Oh.
for crack money.
How much crack
You
did you
sold
get
it
for
for a
it?
homeless man's piss
Oh.
and a side of salmonella.
Oh,
The old salmonella throwback.
all right. So
Yeah.
what are you boys drinking, if anything?
Well, this week, as you guys know, I went to the bottle shop last weekend.
Yep.
This week,
I didn't know that.
I have Moondog's Lemon Haze.
Moondog's Lemon Haze, and
I thought that said lemon hat.
oh,
It could be a lemon hat. Anything could be a lemon hat if you try hard enough.
Well, does it need to be lemon?
But let's see how it compares to the peach iced tea beer I had last week.
so is this a beer
iced
or
tea.
what type of drink is it?
This is a lemon hazy extra pale ale.
Right.
Smells very lemony.
Oh.
Does it smell like a hat?
Smells like a hat. Tastes like a hat. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's an interesting flavor. It's an acquired taste, but I think I enjoy it.
It's an acquired taste, but I love it. I have a very acquired taste.
Been drinking it for years.
Speaking of acquired taste, guys, I got a Great Northern. It's a nice super crisp.
I'd inquire that taste.
Yeah, just a nice drop, an easy drink on a Sunday night. Just a real Australian classic at this point. I think the millennials and the Gen X's or whatever really embrace this beer. It's fantastic stuff.
Just quickly, this is the blurb of my beer. This lemon hazy XPA is seriously thirst quenching. It's loaded with Nectaron, Sultana, and Strata hops, and a whole lot of zesty, zingy lemon for a refreshing finish. Moondog, blowing mine since 2010.
Okay. Just that, Ed. I was looking on the Great Northern can and it's like, do we actually have a blurb on this? And it's like, yes, we do. It's actually quite a long one. I can't really tip it upside down, but Great Northern Brewing was established in Cairns in 1927, brewing beer to suit the unique Northern Australian climate. Well, there you go. I'm not going to read the rest, but
I like, Dan, the blurb on yours, like blowing mine since was it 2010? I like to imagine that they were around before 2010, but they just weren't blowing mines back then.
yeah, it's
So
just
just like, yeah, 2007, we're just an average brewery. We're even below average. 2010, well, wow, we've just hit the spot with the zingy lemon.
yeah. That's what they did. They added lemon, and bang, 2010 onwards, it's just been an upwards trend.
Whoa.
Just that lemon, just
Okay.
add fruit to beer.
So I'm not drinking. I missed Easter, and I'm catching up on my chocolate intake. So I got myself
Oh.
a chocolate bar.
Very nice.
I'll give you a Dan style review on this chocolate bar. It is a Cadbury Dairy Milk Bunny Marble Hazelnut.
Ooh.
Surprised it hasn't melted in the Meekatharra Desert.
It's actually quite cool up here at the moment.
He's chewing.
We do need to know what this tastes like. I've eaten all my chocolate, so I'm a bit
He's
jealous, actually.
He's considering. Oh, that's a frown. It doesn't look like he's enjoying this. Cadbury, what are you doing?
Well, it doesn't taste like bunny.
Okay.
Well, that's
It does, however,
Okay.
taste like delicious hazelnut. It's kind of like a Nutella chocolate bar. It's really good.
Very nice.
very
And
nice.
that is my
Very nice indeed.
review on the...
That is
And how
my
many thumbs up
review.
would you give it?
Also, Drew,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't ask you. What have you been up to?
I don't know. What have I been up to? I've had pretty much a lot of last week off, so that's been pretty good. Just been
Been playing Nintendo Switch Sports.
I did that in the last couple of days. Yes, it's good fun. But yeah, just been home with the boy and the wife. Don't know, not too much. Had just like a quiet week. Just catching up with things around the house and that. Nothing too exciting. Haven't been to any music festivals or got spicy cough or anything anything fun like that. But yeah, no, been enjoying it.
Fun.
Chantel and I went out for tea last night. Chucked Lucas off at the grandparents', so that was good to get out.
Just chucked them off. Here you go, Jenny. Just out the window.
Yeah, literally yeet through the door, just like there's a basketball throw into the hoop. There you go. Whee!
He actually used his infant catapult for it.
Yeah, no, it comes in very handy when you've got a young one. A catapult. Just
Yeah, but
It's
you've had it
essential
for,
baby.
you've had it for years though, Drew.
yeah, no. Just for this moment. What else do you reckon I use it for? Before the kid.
Catapulting lambs.
Catapulting other people's children.
No, that's,
Catapulting anything you can catapult.
I tried once, but apparently it's illegal.
I was just real eager to keep the theme of me harming children alive.
Oh, okay. Yep. Fair enough. That's good to know. Keep it alive, Ash. It's I don't know. It might get an investigation put onto you, but
Well, to be fair, that was actually you harming them in that one.
Just a disclaimer: Crackin Furphys does not advocate for the harm of children.
But Ash Wallace does.
I was thinking as well, Ash. What were some of your favorite bands that you saw at the festival you went to?
So I was really, really excited to see Grinspoon, and
They were a hard act to follow.
They were, considering I didn't see most of them because I lost my phone, and my phone doesn't have a lock on it, and the person that found it actually messaged my sister off of it,
Right.
and told her that it was handed in. So she got in touch with one of the people I was there with and told me. So I knew it had been handed in somewhere, but I walked around for so long asking everywhere, trying to find my phone. And this was while Grinspoon were playing.
Oh,
I caught some of them as I was walking past. I got my phone back, which is a good thing about it.
That's actually quite nice of someone to do that with an unlocked phone.
Lucky.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised I got it back. I don't even know how I lost it. The only thing I can think of is that I was jumping and it was in my pocket and it fell out.
You're not wearing those skinny jeans where you got nice tight pockets?
No, I don't own any jeans.
Oh, you're a shorts man. Yeah, that's dangerous, dude. You need good pockets when you go to a place like that.
Shorts and occasionally, if it gets cold enough, I'll wear chinos. But yeah, I don't own any jeans.
No, don't take your chinos to the festival. You're in the mosh pit rolling around in the dirt with all the men.
I'd be doing that
what kind
anyway.
of mosh pits have you been to?
I don't need a festival for that.
I just remember going to a couple and saying like the mosh pit's like, fuck that. I'm not going in there. I'm not that.
I'm always head first into the mosh pit. I come out like bruised and bloodied. Yeah. It's good fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I go in there now, and if it's like if it's at the Wiggles, I might go in the mosh pit.
Speaking of Wiggles,
just go there and you can go in there and just shut down a couple of windmills, and you can harm more children.
Jesus.
But apart from that, I really enjoyed Hermitude and Jack River and Children Collide. What else did I see that I really liked? Nah, just those three.
No, hated all the rest.
Yeah, every other one of them sucked. No, the whole thing was brilliant. I had a great time.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, let's get into our Furphys, boys. Let's see what we can rack up. Ash hasn't been on the show in a little while, so let's chuck him in first. Chuck him in the deep end. Ash, go first.
Actually, going to request that I go last.
Oh, why's that?
He's stealing our Furphys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the Drew and just ad-lib mine at the end.
There was a dog and oh fuck.
I'm happy to jump in.
No, what's going on, Ash? Do you still have to ride them? Are you just not feeling confident? What's going on?
You'll see.
Okay.
There is a reason, and you will see.
Suspicious.
All right. Well, Dan, do you want to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'm happy to go first.
All right, go for it, my friend.
Story number 1. U.S. Army replaces cake it stole from Italian girl in 1945.
Okay. I like that.
Story number 2.
Honest people.
Tropicana creates cereal to be mixed specifically with orange juice.
Ew. No.
And
Nope.
story number 3. Polish restaurant offers free dessert with proof of COVID vaccination, refuses entrees for those without.
Right. All right. I can believe the last one. I don't know what the case is over in Poland. If they're like the rules are very strict, but I can see that. Tropicana. I hope that like cereal with orange juice. I guess like if you want like a lot of people have their orange juice with their cereal, you could. It's an idea to mix something with it. I guess.
Yes, that if this is a real product, we'll find out later. I hope they're using Peter Coombe as their ambassador.
But I
face with orange juice.
I absolutely love the first story. The U.S. Army replaces cake it stole from an Italian girl in 1945. That's a long time ago, and someone must have just been really guilt-ridden and just put it onto their kids and like, but please replace this cake. But let's
Tell you what, let's hear some more about it.
Yeah.
The U.S. Army has given a birthday cake to an Italian woman to replace one that American soldiers stole from her as it cooled by a window 77 years ago. Mary Mayon, who turned 90 on Friday, was 13 when her village of San Pietro, near Vicenza, saw fighting between US troops and German soldiers. Her mother made a birthday cake, but it was taken by the opportunistic and presumably hungry Americans. Miss Mayon said she would share the replacement cake with her relatives. We will eat that dessert with all of my family, remembering this wonderful day that I will never forget, she said. Sergeant Peter Wallace, who handed over the dessert, said it was a little awkward to replace the stolen goods, but it makes me feel great. At the ceremony, Colonel Matthew Gomlak, commander of the U.S. Army garrison in Italy, spoke of the fighting in 1945 between US and German forces at Corso San Felice e Fortunato in Vicenza. At least 19 US soldiers were killed or wounded, and several US tanks destroyed. Local Italians offered bread and wine to the American troops. That warm welcome by the people of Vicenza continues to this day, Colonel Gomlak said. The night before her birthday all those years ago, Miss Mayon hid with her mother in the attic at their farm as the fighting raged nearby. The next morning, her mother made the cake. But her happiness turned into disappointment later when the resourceful American soldiers made off with it, Colonel Gomlak said. Video on the US Army website shows Miss Mayon wiping away tears as the cake was handing over, while Happy Birthday was sung in Italian and English.
That's a very nice story. I like that one. I hope that's the true one because, yeah, the next one, a little bit scared of it.
Next one.
Don't know what to think of it.
The next one terrifies me.
This story will shock you.
Find out what they will do more by clicking this link. Tropicana will release a cereal specifically intended to mix with orange juice instead of milk in honor of National Orange Juice Day on May 4. Dubbed the Tropicana Crunch, it is touted as the first ever breakfast cereal created to pair with Tropicana Pure Premium. TropicanaCrunch.com will be the only place to get the odd cereal. Starting on May 4, the juice company will give away boxes for free while supplies last. Tropicana Crunch is described on the box as a honey almond cereal, and the website claims that it has honey almond clusters. After experimenting with various flavors and textures, Tropicana decided on a granola-based cereal because it can resist the acidity in OJ better than flakes, which would become soggy more rapidly. The honey almond flavor was chosen to counteract the tartness of the orange juice. Tropicana has taken a bold attempt to address some of orange juice's perceived faults for the second time in the last year with the orange juice matching cereal. Tropicana toothpaste was produced last year as a limited edition giveaway of a toothpaste that was specifically designed to keep your orange juice tasting good after brushing your teeth.
All right. Don't like it.
Yeah, what can I say? That sounds awful.
I love orange juice though, so maybe I'm just being closed-minded. Maybe I'd actually really appreciate just some chunky crap in my orange juice.
What, it was mixed with granola, did it say?
Yep, honey almond clusters of granola.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful.
With orange juice, that sounds heinous.
Specifically chosen to counteract the tartness of the orange juice.
Okay. All right, Dan.
And story number 3. Poland has opened back up from the pandemic recently, and with that comes a revitalization of the hospitality industry. One restaurant, Dobre Jedzenie in Krakow, is riding that wave and has offered incentives to prospective patrons to visit their eatery. Dobre Jedzenie, located at 38 Smolensk near the Old Town, has offered customers who can show proof of vaccination a free dessert to encourage their patrons to take up the jab. Here's the kicker, though. For patrons who cannot or will not provide proof of vaccination, they will not be allowed to order an entree or an appetizer course. Owner of Dobre Jedzenie, Katja Wozniak, wants to encourage people to do right by their community. We just want our customers in our city to return to normal, and to do that, we need to protect ourselves against this horrible virus, said Wozniak. Dobre Jedzenie is proud to do our part to encourage people to get the vaccine and help Krakow return to its vibrant self. Dobre Jedzenie specializes in European cuisine and is open from 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Tuesdays through to Sundays.
All right. So, Ash, I just got to ask, is there one of these stories that you know off the bat?
No, that's actually not.
All right.
Yes, finally.
I've been too busy drinking alcoholic ginger beer at music festivals.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
And having orange juice breakfast.
Ooh.
Breakfast cereal.
No, McDonald's it was.
The Breakfast of Kings. All right, so I think story number 1, I would love to believe that one, just because it's a nice, wholehearted story that's based over a long time. Story number 2 for me. Look, it's dreadfully offensive to me, like it really is. The idea of using orange juice, but it could be true. I know a lot of food companies are trying to push some new things. I just look at story number 3. I'm just when I'm trying to get into Dan's head, I believe he's been to that part of the world. He thinks he has COVID. It's a few things lining up there. I don't know if that's his mindset. Like, oh, what's my furphy? Look, have you been to Poland? Was it Poland?
I have not been to Poland.
You have not. You went to Denmark.
Scandinavia.
The Scandinavia. Maybe not then. Don't know.
I can hear the gears grinding in Gru's head
well,
now.
what's your mindset here, Ash? What are you thinking as far as these stories go?
As much as I would love it to be true, I think I'm going to go with number 1 as the furphy.
Yep. No, fair enough. I'm going to go. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say my reasoning behind that simply being that there doesn't seem to be any form of fact checking in the story if the cake even existed at all. Seems like such an odd thing to be said without any form of somebody could just say, "Oh, I baked a cake and the US Army stole it."
Yeah. No, it's definitely because Dan loves his just writing exercises with these, and that seems like a perfect one for that. But also the last story, it's a bit more bland, a bit more sort of believable, but that might have been his intention as well. And then with the Tropicana, just something really kind of gross sounding, but could have very well happened as well. Can
I just say, I hope that the Tropicana one is the furphy, but I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
I've picked one.
You wouldn't try a Tropicana toothpaste?
You wouldn't try Tropicana toothpaste.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't steal a handbag.
I would steal the wallet in a handbag.
You wouldn't steal a policeman's helmet. You wouldn't then give it to the policeman's grieving widow.
IT crowd reference. I love it. And then steal it again.
All right, I'm just gonna lock in number 3, just kind of because, but I think story number 1 could be a great contender as well. Story number 2 also is, so I don't know. But I'm just going with the bland one that could be believable. That's all I'm going with this week, is just an obvious one, which isn't that obvious, but who knows? What do you reckon, Ash? What are you going to lock in?
I've locked it. I'm going number 1.
Okay. So Dan, reveal the Furphy.
So you both think that the Tropicana one is real.
Fuck you.
It is.
Good.
Drew, congratulations.
Oh,
Hey!
hey, cracked it. Well, Jesus.
Fake you out there before revealing the first. Number 3 is the Furphy.
Okay, awesome.
Dobre jedzenie is Polish for good food.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Google Translate.
Well done. I don't know Polish, so I wouldn't have picked that up.
Yeah, I need to brush up on my Polish.
Now, Dan, the question is, do
You
you
need to
know
polish up your
Polish?
Polish?
Do you know Polish?
Yet.
Does that mean no? You got to give us something here.
I'm pretty sure it means no, but
You could
I
literally
think we
just
all need
say
to polish up our Polish.
any gobbledygook. I'm like, oh, he does. Well, that's cool. So, the US Army story is real. They actually did replace
came
a
from
cake.
the BBC as well, so I'll pass
Cool.
on your comments about their fact checking to the BBC journalism department, Ash.
I'm not saying that they didn't fact check it. There was just no reference to any fact checking in the story. Like, it just sounds like some woman was like, "Oh yeah, when they were here, they stole my cake."
When the US Army were here in Adelaide, they stole my cake. Can I have a free cake?
Yeah, the US
Yeah,
Army, they have to the government has to spend another $1 billion in their funding just because replacing cakes all across the world, everywhere they went, just there. The US are just cake fiends.
Military warfare. US Army should be just opening up bakeries across the world.
Maybe that's why they had such a beef with Russia. Just like Russia was like, we're sick of you taking our bloody cakes. The Cold War has started. The Cake War. That's what it was actually called.
The frosting war.
The Frosting War. I don't know. I don't need frosting on my cakes. I like the actual cake itself. Like, I don't want too much frosting on there. If it's too thick, got to scrape a little bit off. I don't know about you boys, but
I'm actually I'm just not a fan of cake. I don't really like cake.
okay.
The US Army has just declared war on you.
Yeah, well, I don't have any cakes for them to steal, so they may as well leave me alone.
All right, Drew.
All right, I'm up.
Time to step up to the plate.
Yes. All right. So, story number 1. Feral horse numbers across the Australian Alps discovered to have more environmental benefits than the original studies show. Story number 2. Mars helicopter beams back pictures of pre-surveillance landing gear en route to Jezero crater. And story number 3. Tiny snail thought to be extinct found accidentally in Tasmania's Great Lake. So, yeah, there's some random stories for you. I just pulled them out my bottom. What do you reckon, guys? Just before I give you some more information. Now, I do only have dot points on all 3 stories.
I think I may have heard one of these stories.
Oh, you're pulling an Ash. Is Ash going to pull an Ash here?
I haven't heard any of them, no.
All right. So, is there any story in particular where you're like, you're a bit sort of dodgy on the headline, something that gives it away?
No, not in particular. No, none of them stood out to me as potential phonies, really.
Well, that's good.
One of them does strike a very familiar chord to me, so I will let Ash guess first before putting in my guess.
All right. So,
But I'm leaning towards one story more than the other.
all right. So, story number 1, feral horses across the Australian Alps discovered to have more environmental benefits than original studies show. So, feral horse numbers across the Australian Alps go far over the estimated 400,000, causing the hard-hoofed animal to cause intense ecological damage to the ground's topsoil and vegetation. Recently, the discovery was made that this damage to the topsoil made it easier for the native broad-toothed mouse to dig their burrows underground and hide from prey. The numbers of the broad-toothed numbers of broad-toothed mice have doubled since their last land survey in 2019. Story number 2, Mars helicopter beams back pictures of pre-surveillance gear en route to Jezero crater. The drones entered Mars's atmosphere more than 200,000 kilometers per hour. A parachute acted as a brake, and the back shell protected the drones on impact with the surface. The helicopter and rover are a duo team seeking to return with signs of life on Mars. And basically, what it captured was like a picture of just like all of the drone just shattered across the land on Mars, which is really amazing little photo. Actually, it's pretty cool. And story number 3, tiny snail thought to be extinct, found accidentally in Tasmania's Great Lake. The tiny freshwater snail has not been seen for more than 120 years. Researchers thought that it had become extinct. The snail was found by chance when researchers were searching for an endangered lampent. So, a little bit broad there, guys. But
why are they searching for a lampent? Do they need to fill up their Pokedex?
Yeah,
they don't have enough chandeliers in the house.
I just loved how you sighed before it. He said that, and you're like, yeah.
Well, I think I actually wasn't meant to say lampent. It's limpet.
Limpet.
Yeah. I think just the way it looks, I was just like, thinking about it. Because Lampent's one of my favorite Pokemon. So
Dan knows one of them and is leaning towards one of the other ones. If I were Dan, which story would I know?
All of them.
Oh. Why don't you then, Dan?
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't in the newsroom this week. I wasn't tapped into my network. I only just skimmed it for that one story.
I'm just going to stab with story number 3 because 120 years is a long time to have not seen a snail and it suddenly reappear.
Mm.
A snail of all things.
Maybe it was that snail that's chasing the dude with $10 million.
They are small though, so
burrow.
It is easy to not see a snail. It's not like I don't know, a bull.
Oh, he's getting defensive. I'm sticking with 3.
So you said the Mars helicopter rather than the Mars rover or whatever. I feel like a helicopter is not the best form of interstellar transport.
I did notice that as well when you said that, but I figured it was just an...
Also,
that is strange, yes, but it is what it is.
The broad-footed mouse is hiding from its prey.
Broad-toothed mouse?
Struck me as a little bit odd. And I would have thought it would have been hiding more from its predators, but...
Oh, I didn't pick up on that one.
So I'm going to follow my gut. I'm going to go story number 2.
Number 2. All right. So, are you doing the snail one as well? That was number 2?
No, I'm doing the Mars helicopter.
Oh, Mars helicopter. Okay. I can confirm. It was story number 3. The feral horses.
Well, that was story number 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. Story number 3 was the snail, which I heard on the radio.
Yeah. So I've mixed them up now. So, so I'm confused. What do we choose? You chose the helicopter story, and Ash chose the snails.
Snail.
Okay,
and we were both wrong because it was the horses.
So I read them out in a different order to what I've got them listed here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So yes, what I did is I basically just did a bit of research on the feral horse situation in the Australian Alps and in Queensland and the Northern Territory in Western Australia. Just like what the situation is there, and I just made up some bullshit that they do some good for the environment when they certainly do not. The broad-toothed mouse is actually in deep trouble because of these fucking horses. So
I didn't even know there was a feral horse issue in Australia, so
Yeah.
I've learned something today.
oh yeah, it's massive, man. It's just like they're just
Brumbies
ruining.
all over the place.
Yeah, just ruining the environment. It's like if you see pictures of just like what they do to the topsoil, it's just like unreal.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So yeah, do you want any more information on the other ones? Since I just read the dot points, I
believe the snail was the size of a grain of rice.
yeah, no, it's absolutely tiny because I couldn't.
So it explains why that no one's seen it for 120 years.
Yeah, and like I told Ash the truth. I'm like, oh, it's real small.
You fucking dumb idiot. Listen to me, I'm giving you a hint.
Nah.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, no, sorry if I was a bit vague on those guys, but Lucas was crying a bit, so I had limited time to come up with the stuff.
That's so good.
So Ash, now that we know that you wanted to go last, and here we are. What is the reason you want to go last, my friend?
A story about a snail in a Polish restaurant.
I'll level with you guys. I don't have any furfies.
You got none.
No, that's a lie. So I've had some time off, and I've had some time off to think.
Oh.
And while I was coming up with a way to better my craft, because you guys always guess my furfies,
Okay.
while I was meditating in the Himalayas last week, which is why I wasn't on the show,
Yes.
I had a revelation, an epiphany, if you will.
Tiffany,
Furfies don't
who's
have to
Tiffany?
be news articles.
No.
So I've come up with a way to mix it up. Something a little different this week.
Okay.
What I have gone with is I have 3 films that are Bollywood rip-offs of Hollywood films.
Oh no.
And you just have to tell
Yeah.
me which one is the fake one.
Oh,
I like this.
I've made one of these rip-offs up.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be so bad at this.
It's probably not going to be as hard as you think it is.
All right. We lost his audio. It's all right, mate. We'll bring it back. We'll be all right. So, Dan, let's vent a bit. What do you reckon of this idea? I reckon it's actually a great idea. That
I
Ash has
like
come up
this
with.
idea a lot. I just the execution of Ash just killing his audio right when he gets to telling the story, so he doesn't have to make up the movie titles on the spot.
He's getting the anticipation right up there. He really is. I'm about to hear the furfies he's come up with as far as the movie titles, but he's just knocked his microphone just being that excited. He'll get there though. Be all right.
The tension, the anticipation.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, Dan, I don't know my like movie titles all that well, so I don't know how well I'll go here. I know Ash said like
Hello.
Hello there.
Oh my god.
He's back. He's back.
Didn't even touch the mic that time. I
Oh.
on the desk. That's how bad it is.
So,
Okay.
So what type of cable do you need, Ash? Is it one you can buy
it's,
easy or?
Yeah, it is one you can buy easy. I just keep forgetting to do it. In fact, I remember seeing one when I was in Perth the break that just ended at my sister's place and going, she probably doesn't need that. I should take that with me. And I forgot to even do that. But I don't actually know if it's the cable. It could be the microphone itself. Anyway, sorry.
Here we are. We're back.
Apologies for the technical difficulties. Right. So, Bollywood rip-offs of Hollywood movies. The first is from the movie Hitch that stars Will Smith, that I'm sure we all know. He doesn't slap anyone in it that I'm aware
Get
of.
my wife's name out of your.
And the Bollywood version is called Partner.
Yep.
So
Okay.
Hitch, Alex is a professional date doctor who makes people into good relationships. This all changes when he meets the one girl he can't get, a pretty gossip columnist. After trying to woo her with every trick in his book, he eventually just acts like himself and wins her over. And the Bollywood version, Prem is a love guru who helps people out by matchmaking them with seemingly the perfect person. This all changes when he meets the one woman he can't get, a single widowed mother. After some hilarious misunderstandings involving one-night stands, Prem gets the girl. And
All right.
Bollywood rip-off movie number 2 is When Harry Met Sally. And the Bollywood version is called Hum Tum. Harry gives Sally a ride one day and they discuss whether a man and woman can be friends without having sex. They split and bump into each other a few years later when they try to set up each other with their best friends. The plan backfires and the best friends get together. Finally, Harry and Sally decide to try a relationship and sleep together. After some strong guilt and awkward pauses, they fall in love. And the Bollywood version, Karan and Raya meet up one day and have a conversation about whether a man and a woman can be friends without falling in love. A few years later, they bump into each other and decide to set each other up with their best friends. Except then their best friends marry each other. Finally, they decide to give their relationship a shot and sleep together. After some strong guilt and awkward pauses, they fall in love.
Oh.
And movie number 3 is Love Actually. And the Bollywood ripoff version is Unkla Kalyan. And Love Actually, 8 London couples try to deal with their relationships in different ways. Their tryst with love makes them discover how complicated relationships can be. And the Bollywood version, 6 Mumbai newlyweds try to deal with their relationships in different ways. Their tryst with love makes them discover how complicated relationships can be.
All right. Oh, well, I don't know my Bollywood movie itinerary that well, so this is definitely a shot in the dark. I love this idea, Ash. This is fantastic. I reckon this might change the trajectory of the podcast. You know, we might be all coming up with bullshit versions of books and movies and whatever have you. I like it.
Don't ask me why I came up with this. Out of all of the things I could have chosen, I don't even know where I got this idea.
That's great.
Can I just point out that Love actually has some really weird relationships in it? Like the one with the dude from The Walking Dead, where he's outside the lady's house with her husband, her newlywed husband inside, and he's professing his undying love. That's just kind of not ideal, is it?
I'll level with you. I've never seen Love Actually.
Does have a good bit with Bill Nye trying to sing a Christmas carol and just descending into strings of swearing, though.
I do really like Bill Nye.
Just like when Harry met Sally, just having its other version being Hum Tum. That is so... It makes me uncomfortable. Just thinking of like a relationship movie about like just called Hum Tum.
It makes me think of I think I've never seen this either, but I'm pretty sure one of the cats in Cats is called Rum Tum Tugger. I think.
Hum Tum Tugger.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going towards film number 1 because it's the only one with a title in English and not Hindi.
True. And I just love how it's like Hitch. It's the Bollywood version, Partner.
Look, I didn't name the film, okay?
Or did you?
Have you seen Partner?
Oh, well, maybe.
I think that's actually a great reason to go number 1, but Hum Tum. I don't know what Hum Tum means. Like, I don't like. I would love just to Google it, like, hey, figure it out. But then obviously that's a giveaway, so that's not going to happen. But look, I'll be a sheep. I'll follow Dan. I'll go Partner.
Ooh. We've got 2 for Partner, so you both locked that in?
Yeah, I think so.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Yeah.
I can confirm that the falsified Bollywood ripoff film was of Love Actually.
Oh,
got us good.
Yep. No.
And I didn't go as far as Dan and actually translate anything to and from Hindi. I just made that up. That I don't even know if those are words. Hum Tum is definitely my personal favorite.
Yeah. So Hum Tum. All right. So now I can Google. If I just type in Hum Tum.
Kalyan is a word.
Is it?
It's a YouTube channel.
What?
It's a Hindi YouTube channel. Incoming copyright strike.
The PSL will come after us again.
Yeah, there are a few videos.
Looks like
about
it's a
Kali
TV
on.
series. Hum Tum's a TV series by the looks of it.
Oh,
The
it
Kali
is?
Yuga in Hinduism is the fourth and the worst of the 4 world ages. But otherwise, it's just gibberish that we thought was actual language.
There you go. All right, we learned something new and we got a sort of a new concept on the show. That was a lot of fun, Ash. Well done, and you got us.
Yes. It's been so long.
Well done. So Ash and I had a draw this week.
I think
I guess we did.
Ash is the winner because he got both of us.
Yeah, I got both of you guys too, didn't I?
Yeah, Drew got both of us.
Yeah, you did. We just picked the same one, whereas in yours, Ash and I picked different ones.
I think if we're going on overall score, I think Drew actually wins because he picked your Furphy and I didn't.
Okay. Well, I guess that could be the
Drew, you are the
tiebreaker.
champion.
All right. Yay, I'm the champion of this episode, Crackin Furphys. Good for me.
Plus, I surely lose a point for having mid podcast technical difficulties.
No, you gain a point for
It was
that,
like
Ash.
just at the point when I'd like introduced this new concept and you were both kind of excited for it, Mike cuts out.
It's funny because you're like, all right, here they are. Then just like, just waiting for it. So that brings us towards the end of the show, guys. But before we go, what did we learn from our stories and our films this week? Personally, for me, I learned that Mars, it's a bloody dusty place. I already knew that. But I think more or less on the snails, they're small and they can go unnoticed for a long time. I think we need to pay more attention to our local snails, make sure they're cared for, they're looked after, especially if they're endangered. Just make sure they're okay.
I learnt that I really want to try this cereal that mixes with orange juice, apparently. And that they've also made a toothpaste that I also kind of want to try.
All right, so we're recording an episode at breakfast time, and that's what you're drinking next time.
I'll order it in special from the US.
And I have learnt that I really don't want to try that cereal that they've made. And that they've also made a toothpaste that I never want to try.
Yeah, the toothpaste is the one that gets me. Just imagine like the aftertaste, like you've just had orange juice, or whatever it was. Was it orange juice flavored or?
It was designed so that orange juice after washing your teeth wouldn't taste awful.
Oh, okay.
That actually doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. But what's the point of drinking orange juice after you brush your teeth? That's the next question.
Got to wash away all that fluoride with some more sugar to ruin your teeth again.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you go into bed, you have an orange juice. That's a moot point. And in the morning, maybe like, oh look, you're on the way to work, you got orange juice. You're smashing that down in the taxi on the way to work or whatever you're doing. Anyway, interesting concept for another day.
I did also learn that oddly euphemistic sounding rhyming Hindi movie names make me laugh.
Yeah, they definitely make me laugh too. Just hum tum. That rhymes with something that I can't say on the show. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me today at the bar. It was a lot of fun, and I'll catch you both next week.
Catch
Thank
you.
you, Drew. Adios.
Adios, muchachos.
Crackin Furphys is lovingly crafted and recorded in the southeast of South Australia. The show is produced and hosted by me, Drew Agnew, and my co-hosts are Ash Wallace, Daniel Tredray, and Thomas McRobert. If you enjoy my work here as well as on my other podcasts, The House of Mario, Encore at The House of Mario, and A Drew Story, help spread the word by sharing us with a mate or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you would like to show further support and help me achieve my goal of freeing up one working day a week to spend more time refining and creating podcasts, please consider checking out patreon.com/idruby, where for only $1 you get access to my secret recordings where I share everything behind the scenes. A big thank you to the legend Deejaayy for supporting the content at the podcast producer level on Patreon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.